welcome back to my channel. Today I am attempting General English Sectional Test 2 in Textbook app. This is SBI Clerk Mains General English Sectional Test 2. So this is requested video, that's why I am attempting it today. Let's start this one. So first of all, read the following sentences carefully. Choose the one and So read the following sentences carefully. Choose the one that grammatically and contextually correct. Mark it as your answer. So next, the climate of the region has changed significantly in the past. Most of the lakes in high altitudes have also reported water level rise by 0.2 per year. So I think B to D. The major reason for the surgery among urban women was uterine fibroids. C3, I think. Water level rise by urban index. The surface area is expanding. Next, these do not depend on imperial data. We need to shift gear and be proactive. In the last 60 years, extreme cold events have become lesser. So these do not depend on empirical data. So but extreme warm weather events have become more pronounced. We need to shift gear and be proactive. So again I have doubt on this, so we will answer it later. In a socialist society, the government decides what goods are to be produced in accordance, I think, with the needs of society. It is assumed that the government knows what is good for the people of the country, and so the desires of individual consumers are not given much importance. The government dash how goods are to be produced, decides distributed. In principle, distribution under socialism is supposed to be based on what people need and not on what they can afford to purchase. Dash under capitalism. Next. So society has no private property since everything is think. He made an audible dash when he jumped onto the snowy roof. He made an audible crunch. She tossed it couple kibbles under the bed and heard the cat crunching them. I think the next one will take us to the stars. The mouth of the hole was nearly filled up now, but the kitten gave a blunder mistake is now. I think the technological. So next, we heard him come downstairs, and when he did not, we heard him come downstairs. He did not return. I think in a few days she would return to. All reasonable men were now convinced that the question of the striking form, I think, striking reality in circle of active concentration. Next, did not like coffee and never drinks it even on. The teacher, along with students, the man discussed the plan with his team before presenting it to the board. Next, the state as a whole dash the political state. As distinct from, I think, only option B. Next, individuality is awareness of one's existence dash or distinction from others. Individuality is awareness of one's existence. Next, leave. He asked permission to leave the room. He has been extended. Next, clip. The trade deficit in the clip site. She enjoyed watching a clip. So I think B and C. The music system suddenly broke down. BD. After the earthquake, the entire nation was shocked at the amount of death and destruction it has caused. CD. Mental health is an issue that has been spoken for a long time in our society, and how needs to be mental health is an issue that has been ignored for a long time and now needs to be spoken about. I think D and B. Next, 28 to 34. So 2 decades of progress in the reduction of extreme poverty, the elimination of which is one of the sustainable development goals, have been pushed into a sharp reverse by a combination of impact of COVID and pandemic. The growing climate emergency and increasing debt, with the World Bank warning of a truly unprecedented increase in levels of poverty this year, and renewing calls for debt forgiveness, experts are warning of a growing crisis in multiple areas from education to employment, likely to be felt for years to come. Improvised number of newly improvised people. Indigent. Affluent, rich, prosperous. So unproductive. Improvised means enhanced. Enhanced. Pessimistic. Was already pessimistic. Appreciate. Confident. I think confident. Appreciation. So pessimistic, untroubled, auspicious. I think defeatist. Which of the following is false? I think COVID-19 pandemic has affected multiple areas including employment, education, etc. Next. Growing crisis has been flagged of 1960. Increasing debt, unemployment. So increasing debt, unemployment, increasing dropout rate, education sector are indicating the growing crisis. The growing crisis in multiple areas being warned by the experts. World Bank earning forecast expected number of newly inflated people January. Increasing debt, unemployment. Growing crisis. Next. Growing crisis has flagged up 1960. Next, find out the relation between two statements. In developing countries, the dropout rate in education is increasing recently. In the developing world, so double is sustainable development goals, I think. The elimination of poverty is one of the sustainable development. Next, the growing earth has been plugged of multiple reports. Indicators from dropout rate in educations. To falling wages, rising unemployment. Next, everyone are excited to see. She spoke so softly that nobody would hear her clearly. The news of the earthquake. The children enjoys playing outside even when the earth is untired that day. Next one. India's history and culture is dynamic, spanning back to the beginning of human civilization. It begins with a mysterious culture along the Indus River and in farming communities in the southern lands of India. The history of India is punctuated by constant integration of migrating people with the diverse cultures that surround India. Available evidence suggests that the use of iron, copper, and other metals was widely prevalent in the Indian subcontinent at a fairly early period, which is indicative to the progress that this part of the world has made. Indus Valley civilization. So let's search for the keyword. So in second stanza, the history of India begins with the birth of the Indus Valley civilization, more precisely known as Harappan civilization. Home to ancient the power unearthed. Ruins a building and other things also articles in this region. So volcanic eruption. Vegetables. Mutton, pork, eggs only. Sheep wool only. Clothes, I think. Next. Cotton as well as woolen garments. White roads. Well developed drainage system. The Indus Valley was home to which India? Ancient Indian civilization. Which of the following evidences indicate progress that the Indian subcontinent made? So, Indian subcontinent made iron, copper, and other metals. When Indus Valley civilization flourished? 2500 BC in the western part of South Asia. Pakistan and Western India. So the history of the India begins with the birth of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, next one. Individuality is awareness of one's existence dash and distinct from others. One's existence. Individuality is awareness of one's existence as a unit in self-definition. Furthermore, these ripples would travel at the speed of light through the universe, carried along with them information about the universe. Carried with them. Only D, I think. Next. So first sentence 2 already fixed, 5 already fixed. I think as a long haired man identified as Pete told the New York Times on August 18, 1916, the whole thing is a gas. And I get all the mud, the rain, the music, and hazels. So Q is the first one. So Q and 2. Just wanted to build a music studio. Plus so I think is next. These do not depend on empirical data. Need to shift gear and be proactive. Just proactive or just reactive. B2D, I think. C1F. Extreme cold events have become lesser. Become lesser or just reactive. C1D. The climate of the region has changed significantly in the past. Climate of the region has changed significantly in the past. Significantly in the past. Next. These do not depend on packed his belongings. He carefully packed his belongings in a suitcase. I think the technological take us to this. Despite heavy rain, hikers continued the journey up mountain. The mountain undetermined. The hikers continued the journey. Increasing depth. Next. Before mid-August in 1969, no one knew just how big the music festival would become. Okay, third is Q. Become present as a musical event. Music the Hazels. It also become generational movement. Q2 as a long-haired man identifies it. It also became a generational movement. As a long-haired man identifies his feet, the whole thing is a gas. I dig it all, the mud, the rain, the music, the hazel. Q2 upstate New York village. T5S P. So first is Q, third is R, T, S, P. Drawing this has been flagged multiple times, looking at indicators from the reverse fingers were concealed. So I submit this test. Let's see. Overall 37 attempted. I think more than 10 are wrong. So yes, 22 I got out of 40 and overall 37 attempted. So let's see the solutions. I think in parasymbol I got at least wrong or 12 are wrong. Okay. So let's see one by one. So carefully packed. And second is C3E. Okay. And 9 is audible crunch, not crunching. And seeking ultimate. And 12th is I think sparkling ultimate. 10th is I thought it is B, but it is B and D I think. Yes, B and D. And 16 is only A. Next. So 17 I think Q is correct and second also correct, but interchange 18 fourth and third and fourth means TR. Okay. Sixth also correct and 21st is T. I think it is T and P. So the order is QPR. So first Q and next is P. Okay. Next R correct. S and finally P. Okay. Next 28. Improvised means I think it is indigent. Affluent means rich or prosperous. 35. It is so here correct. So please share your score. Thank you.